Welcome to the Fine Line Creative Arts Center and the Kavanagh Gallery. Tonight we are presenting Sculpture 2021. This is an amazing show. I hope you can come out and see us. There is work here that you really just don't want to miss. So sit back and enjoy the opening and then come out and see us. Masks on, of course. See you soon.
Hello, I'm Mary Bauer, a clay artist in Grand Forks, North Dakota. I create sculptures of women who are strong, independent, reflective, navigating a complex world. This particular piece, Edna Pontellier, was inspired by the book The Awakening by Kate Chopin. It's a book that was written in 1899 but still pertinent today as it is about self-discovery. When people look at my art, I hope they think about women's issues and women as strong.
Hi, my name is Brad Cahill, and I'm a sculptor in Sycamore, Illinois. I want to thank Fine Line Gallery for including my work in this exhibition. I'm showing two statues this time. The first one is entitled Diving Bell. It is made of hand-carved white marble. It was made last year during the time of COVID, and it has to do with isolation and separation. The second piece that I'm showing is entitled Cthulhu's Daughter the Third, and it is hand-carved limestone. That piece is a therianthropic statue, which means animal-human hybrid, akin to Egyptian work that you may be familiar with. Thank you for looking at my work, and have a great day.
My artwork is created from repurposed materials such as chain, gears, glass, reclaimed, and live-edge wood. I started welding in 1977, having always enjoyed this skill, which has led to my passion for mixed metals. Approximately 3 years ago, I started with outdoor and yard art, and have expanded to tables, chairs, lamps, and all types of custom home decor. My artwork is a form of relaxation and meditation for me. When I display my artwork, I hope that people will get as much enjoyment from my creations as I do. My pieces are built to last, with a touch of the unexpected. The piece I submitted for Sculptures on the Kavanagh, Fred's acoustic guitar, is my interpretation of this musical instrument with attention to detail and a touch of whimsy.
Hi, this is Susan Hensel.
Escape Capsule was made during the pandemic, in the depths of it when we all wanted to escape. And Reflective Conundrum was indeed from the pandemic, when it seemed to go on infinitely like these do in the mirror. And Chromatic Flutter is just a piece of joy, of color flying away like the spring birds.
I'm Chris Luber, and I'm a fabric artist. I live in Kansas, and I've become well known for my fabric landscapes and my three-dimensional fabric flowers. I began to make my fabric art as a way to use up all of the scraps of fabric that I had left over from home sewing. I should show you the pieces that are going to be in the Kavanagh exhibit. Those would be my poppy and also my pansies on a pedestal. It's a rare day that I don't have a needle in hand to be sewing something, and today I've been working on fabric water lilies.
Hi, my name is Julie Mars. I'm coming to you from Roselle, Illinois for Sculpture at the Kavanagh 2021. And thanks to Sculpture at the Kavanagh for accepting my piece, which is behind me here, and that's Honeymoon Panopticon. And this piece is made out of lots and lots of glass and reflective acrylic beads. And then of course the mirror is also reflective. So all of those light qualities kind of, you know, bring in the room, bring in the viewer, and creates a real dialogue between the piece and you and the space around you.
I'm Barry NEWSTAT. I'm in my workshop in Western Springs. I'm standing in front of my lathe. This is where my interest in working with wood began. My dad and I bought this machine together when I was in 8th grade. In 1987, I started making furniture full-time, and those early designs were very minimal, straight lines, very little decoration, but very functional and well-crafted. Eventually, I started adding decoration and color to my pieces, color through paint and various dyes, and decoration through curved parts, sculptural parts. And that grew and developed into the pieces I'm showing now, which are non-functional abstract sculptures. Some of them are inspired by nature, and they're all exaggerations, I would say, on actual pieces. Birds with long beaks, flower petals that are overly curved. And really, what I'm going for in these pieces is just visual interest. And I like to think of when I brought a piece to be photographed last time, the photographer unpacked it and said, "Wow, look at that." That's exactly what I'm going for in my work.
Hi, my name's RICHEY, and I make spiral sculptures out of steel. I call these spiral sculptures Orion spirals, and they are cosmic, futuristic, and represent the spiraling energies in the universe. To make a sculpture like this, I first create a pattern using computer-aided design software. Then, using a water jet cutting machine, I cut the patterns out of steel. From there, I take the steel patterns and heat them up red hot. And while they're red hot, I manipulate the arms by pushing and pulling until I get interesting compositions. My goal as an artist is to create colorful, positive, and uplifting sculpture to beautify our world. If you'd like to know more, you can visit my website at orionsculptures.com.
Hello, this is Howard Russo here. I'm sitting here with my 3 sculptures, Tusk, Instrument of Valence, and D1717. So a little bit about my work is that I've been intrigued with glass for a long time. In 1987, I was at a symposium in for metalsmithing at SIU, and I stumbled across the glass blowing studio, and I was hooked. And once I got the job full-time at Elgin Community College as a professor, I was able to, how would I say it, pursue that passion in glass. And then once I had a hot shop going, I decided that glass fusing was kind of fun too. So I was playing around with glass fusing because my studio was outside. And now, fast forward 25 years later, I am producing fused glass pieces that I'm taking and assembling them. I'm fusing them to old antique tools and steel items that I found. This one right here is probably from the late 18th century, and just was intrigued by the shape, put glass over it, then constructed a form. This piece right here is an old foundry mold that I incorporated into the design. And the other one is taking many different pieces, an old handle, a scale, a little duck anchor, and assembling and fabricating a piece on there. I am really intrigued with the form, and most of my pieces are driven purely by form. So I come up with an image, or I come up with a piece of glass, and then I construct a visually pleasing frame work for the piece, and here we go. So I hope you enjoy the show, and I hope you enjoy my pieces.
Hello, my name is Matt Schellenberg from just outside of Detroit, Michigan. And my sculpture is entitled, "Her Beauty Gained Her Everything She Had Ever Dreamt of, and Much More." It's my commentary on the challenges of being extremely beautiful. Not from personal experience, but from my observations. I made the sculpture from several species of wood, including cherry, black walnut, and cypress.
I'd like to introduce the judge for the show, Tom Vishen. Tom is a ceramic artist who received his education at Northern Michigan University. During his master's work in ceramics at Illinois State University, he also worked in many other sculptural media, including glass and bronze. He is currently head of the ceramics department at McHenry County College and is very passionate about teaching. Although trained in functional pottery, he is currently doing work combining ancient traditional techniques with contemporary 3D printing. Tom stays current in his field and exhibits his work nationally. Please welcome Tom Vishen.
My first selection for honorable mention goes to Connie Orbeta for George Floyd. I selected this work because of its connection to current social justice issues dealing with race and discrimination. To me, the piece documents a time and place in history and is a great example of merging art making and activism as one. As I viewed the sculpture and read the names, I was quickly reminded of how much still needs to be done to address racial justice. This piece was complicated to build out of clay, and Connie did an excellent job sculpting the head and creating a realistic facial expression. Connie's careful use of bright underglazes, stains, different textures, and words invoke a feeling of street art or graffiti art. The additional use of decals depicting the victims' names adds another layer of technical expertise to the piece. This piece is well crafted, idea-based, and technically proficient. Congratulations, Connie. Beautifully done, and I love that you're using a material that sometimes is connected to craft and function in such a powerful way. My second selection for honorable mention goes to Lee Risto for Patchy Stack. I selected this work because elephants, rhinoceroses, and hippopotamus are vulnerable and endangered, and to me this piece interconnects these uniquely different animals. The behaviors of these creatures are fascinating and can be very entertaining, so I see a certain sense of humor when looking at the forms stacked on top of one another. Lee pays close attention to details. Her forming and sculpting techniques in clay are extraordinary, and the use of metallic washes creates a beautiful, realistic, skin-like surface. Congratulations, Lee, on making this highly crafted, beautiful animal sculpture. My third selection for honorable mention goes to David Montague for acrylic Mobile number 34. I selected this work because of its elegance and reference to biomorphic abstraction. To me, the perfectly balanced curvilinear acrylic shapes activate the space in which it hangs, and it is always changing, and you never see the same thing twice. As a viewer, it is refreshing to see new and innovative forms inspired by historical modern art ideas. Congratulations, David. My first award of merit goes to Howard Russo for Instrument of Balance. I selected this work because of Howard's successful integration of different materials, wood, steel, and glass. This piece is not only visually beautiful, but it has an interesting conceptual component. The title, Instrument of Balance, makes me think of different scientific aspects of balance and how the idea of balance runs through history both metaphorically and physically. As a viewer, I also see a reference to old farm equipment, which adds another layer of visual curiosity. It's obvious to the viewer that Howard chooses his materials and his objects carefully while paying close attention to the formal relationships between different materials. Congratulations, Howard, on your Award of Merit. My second Award of Merit goes to Susan Hensel for Escape Capsule. I was first interested in this piece because of its formal aesthetics of color, texture, and form. However, with minimal knowledge of digital embroidery and further analysis, I became intrigued by the integration of technology and textiles. The combination of digitally created stitchwork with careful folds and pleats changed my understanding of traditional approaches to textiles that hang on walls. This beautiful wall piece takes on a wonderful three-dimensional sculptural quality for me. Escape Capsule also draws on parallels to paper crafting and hard-edged geometric qualities that can be created when folding paper forms. Congratulations, Susan, on your Award of Merit. My third Award of Merit goes to Kate Hanley for Tyrannus. At first, I was drawn to Kate's meticulous and careful application of cut stained glass, beads, and jewelry that were applied to the surface of a ram's skull. These embellishments create a certain type of preciousness. One might look at this piece as ceremonial or an object of ritual. Kate's skill and creativity demonstrates her ability to take found objects and raise it to a higher level of importance. Congratulations, Kate, on your Award of Merit. My Best of Show selection goes to James Harney for Goat Rack. I found this piece to have a wonderful sense of humor as the three goats take on human-like characteristics. As the viewer, they seem to be hanging out, no pun intended, while one smokes a cigarette and the others look away as if they're passing judgment. James does an excellent job using a found object, a coat rack, and incorporating different materials, aluminum, wood, cardboard, paper mache, and tree bark, transforming an everyday object into a standalone sculpture. As one examines this piece from top to bottom, they will soon notice no detail has been left behind, from the animal's facial expression to the coven hoofs. This is a cool sculpture, the title is playful and has a great spin on words, and it's beautifully done. Congratulations, James, on winning your Best of Show. I would like to share a few words with the staff and the artists participating in this exhibit. First, a big thank you for giving me the opportunity to jury this year's sculpture exhibition. It's an honor and a privilege. To the staff and classroom instructors, you guys work so hard and do an amazing job and have created such a special place for artists and students to learn and showcase their works. To the artists, congratulations to everyone participating in this exhibit. All the work represented in the show is great, and selecting the different awards was a difficult process. Thank you again, congratulations to everyone, and make sure you come see the show in person. Thank you.